approached by a man who was looking for a ride to
Buckley,
Georgetown.
what'd you do with your bone? Why don't you eat your bone, Buckley? Come here and eat it. Eat your bone. I bought this for you. Eat that.
After
Eat
driving
it.
a few miles, Charles told the man that
Eat
was
it,
as
Buckley.
far as he was going and that he'd have to get out. Charles said this because he lived just a half mile away and didn't want the hitchhiker to know which house was his. But the man became angry. Charles got out of his truck. The hitchhiker grabbed a screwdriver he found on the floor, and the fight continued outside. Charles claimed the man threatened to kill him if he didn't drive him the whole way. So Charles agreed. As they made their way back to the truck, Charles got in first.
Charles was able to pull away before the hitchhiker could get to the passenger side of the vehicle. He drove off, leaving the hitchhiker standing in the intersection.
Shaken by the experience, Charles said he drove around for a while instead of going straight home.
He doesn't want to go right home because he's afraid that the hitchhiker's going to see him and know where he lives.
About 20 minutes later, Charles drove up the driveway to his home, and to his shock and surprise, he saw the hitchhiker walking around his property. That's when he went to call police.
The type of weapon was never conclusively determined by the medical examiner. It's just that it was a cutting instrument. It could have been consistent with a screwdriver or a knife.
There were a lot of things going through investigators' minds thinking, you know, the story that Charles Holding is telling is just not really adding up.
When Charles was finished with his story, police gave him their unvarnished opinion.
You're telling us about a black man who assaulted you at the intersection, and then minutes later, murdered your mother. That's what you're trying to get us to believe. And I'm saying it's just not logical. I don't think it's physically possible for that black man to get from that intersection to your house, kill your mother, in the time it takes you to drive from the intersection to your house. It's just not possible, Charles. It's not believable.
And how did the hitchhiker know where Charles lived?
Buckley,
After all,
come here.
there were other homes in the
Why don't you eat your...
area.
Come here and eat your
The hitchhiker
bone.
not only had to
Come
walk
here, it's your
the house,
bone. I'll let you
he
eat
also
it.
would have had to make a turn in the road.
Eat it.
The story was so difficult to believe because how did this person pick this house, number one? And picking this house, why did he go in and kill this person that was laying in bed?
He was certainly taken back by my accusation that he had something to do with his mother's death. But I felt that's the way that, the interview needed to go, because it just didn't seem logical or likely that the events that he was describing actually took place.
And investigators also discovered a possible financial motive.
Shortly before Dorothy's murder, Dorothy had taken out an accidental death insurance policy, and Charles was named the beneficiary of that policy.
Charles Holden did have some financial problems at the time of this incident, with some farming debt that he had incurred over the past year, and this was